Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lizard Brains podcast. I'm your host, DJ Alessandrini. I'm joined by my co-host, Tom O'Gorman. Tom, how's it going?
Hi, I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous, Tom. Been following the results, and not only were you doing very well, Salil absolutely killed it over the last 2 days.
Dude, he has been killing it. I'm so proud of him.
It's
Go ahead.
it's the home stretch for you guys at this point. Like, what do you got left? What do you got left? We'll talk about the last 2 days, but what do you got left?
We have Blackhawk Farms tomorrow, 2 time attack sessions or segments, and then the skid pad, and that's it. The dry skid pad.
How are the tires doing?
They look great.
Okay.
I was just going to say the last challenge, really, the biggest stressor will be the drive from Blackhawk to the hotel in South Bend, because that's when you're like, okay, it's literally just making it back and we're fine.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Pretty much. I mean,
Pretty
the skid
much.
pad is still a thing, but in this position, it's not a huge concern. So
Is anybody on a good wet tire in position to get you?
wet tire, what?
Like if it because it's supposed to rain in Cleveland over the weekend, so I'm thinking it might rain for the quote unquote dry
Oh.
skid pad.
Yeah, the dry skid pad should be dry. There's a chance of rain starting in the afternoon, but unless something changes drastically, otherwise it'll start raining at like 4 or something that day if it rains.
Okay, all right. I didn't do the weather there. I just looked at the weather here. So okay, that makes sense. All right. Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you guys have a pretty comfortable lead at this point. Do you want to talk about the last 2 days that extended this comfortable lead you got?
Yes, definitely. So yeah, we got quite a bit to catch up on. But I need to correct or do 2 more things from High Plains, which was 2 days ago now.
Okay.
First of all, we found out very late in the day, actually found out the next day from the Tesla guys, that the Tesla guys, the team PGR, Andrew and Chad, actually won the afternoon at High Plains in the wet, not me.
Oh yeah. How much did they get you by? We knew it was close.
It was 0.037 over 3 laps.
That's kind of crazy.
It was so wild.
Dude,
I thought I had done a low 2 minute and I had done a high 2 minute, so it was just enough
Yeah.
that they got me. And I saw him at lunch the next day. He's like, do you see the change? And I could tell he was like proud of it.
Yeah.
I knew exactly, but I hadn't seen it. I was like, did you get me? He's like, dude, gotcha. That was so cool. Because Chad had also said, they listened to this, so hi guys. Chad had said, I've never seen Andrew have more fun on a racetrack than that day. So the fact that it was like combined with them winning that session, that was pretty cool.
That is fun.
And then the other thing I need to do from that day, I met a podcast listener who also kind of is like attached to this car, Alfred. Hi, Alfred. We got to meet him at the track, and he works at Porsche Colorado as a tech. So I'm pretty sure he's probably had his hands in this car at some point, or maybe will someday. So he came out to the track from Colorado Springs, I guess, or from that area, and hung out with us for a little bit. I guess he was there for quite a bit of the day, but as I mentioned, I spent some of the day like accidentally asleep in the car, like making up on sleep from that Oklahoma City run. So I met him like as we were coming off the track and starting a 5-hour drive to make it to the commentary that I had to do. So we had to be a little brief, and I apologize, but it's good to meet him.
Well, Alfred, join the Discord so we can keep talking to you.
Yeah, you better. All right, so then we got to Hastings, and that was Salil's day. And in the morning, Hastings was pretty straightforward, but in the morning, Salil got his first ever on his 6th one-lap segment win. He beat the whole field, and that was his first time he's ever gotten to do that in 1 lap. So he was so proud of himself and so excited. And I'm trying to remember if anybody else had anything meaningful. The Toyota had an off, which hurt their session just a little bit, and that kind of woke up some of the battle that's happening now.
Did you see some of the pictures from it? Like the thing, I haven't seen lawnmowers with more grass on it than like it was dude, it was the whole front.
When it was coming at you, it was more grass than car for sure.
Yes, definitely.
It was crazy. So that instigated some of what I'll get to at the end. And then in the afternoon, he got second to Chris Mayfield, because Julian for the Lotus, Chris Mayfield and Julian Garfield, they're called the Fields. It took me 5 days to figure out why they were called that.
Oh.
Garfield.
Yeah, the Fields
Mayfield.
trip. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I mean, it took me until you literally just saying that to, yeah. Wow. Hey, we never claimed to being really smart on the podcast.
Nope.
That's nothing. We've never laid claim to that. But yes, clever name, guys.
Well done. So Julian drove in the morning, and he had driven here once before, and then Chris drove in the afternoon, and he was just here 2 weeks ago. So Chris won the afternoon over Salil, and then
Which awesome job by Chris. Like that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, for sure. He was the only one to do a 126 there, which we understand the track record that everyone claims there is a 126 something. So Chris is like, I got to come back and throw off the apple cart, like the all-time track record for a car.
Oh, really?
For 200 treadwear, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Dang.
Yeah. So that was pretty. I mean, that gives you an idea. Like, one lap is not slow.
No.
I think maybe the majority is slower than the top of a track day or competition, but the top is fast, like fast. Then we moved on to, we got on the road super fast because we had about a 10-hour drive to get to Wisconsin. And exiting that day, we were leading by 125 points. So that was starting to get like out of the realm of, okay, we really need to stay consistent, but this is looking good, to like, we're doing really, really well in this right now.
Yep.
We got in at about 11. We stayed in Elkhart Lake, which is like my favorite racing town. And Salil was driving Road America again today. And Road America, obviously 4 miles long. And he had been watching video of this. There was a Porsche video, like an official Porsche video, I think, of a 992 GT3 street car being driven by a pro driver at Road America. That he essentially, we found it, and he was basically watching it on repeat, and then like he would slow the video down and like pick up. He wanted to really like lock in on details of what this. I mean, he was really like watching. He's like,
yeah.
All this to say, I don't want to wake up early and walk the track. We can get there a little later because it's 4 miles and would take an hour.
Yeah. It really would.
So instead, we got up, and there's a little place in town called Off the Rail, and it's like a really cute little breakfast place in Elkhart Lake. And we went over there and sat there for 20 minutes and had breakfast, and then we like made our way over to the track, and it was like perfect blue, cloudless morning, and we just had like a beautiful, lovely little slow morning to start the day, which I've literally never done that on one lap. It was so strange.
Yeah, that is strange, especially in the morning. Like,
Right.
like
And it was just
after transits, you can chill and like eat food, but never before
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we were in the town, so we were like 6 minutes from the track and didn't need to walk. It just worked out perfect.
Okay. Can we back up a little bit and talk about the worst tires ever ran for one lap of America?
Oh yeah, sure. Take us there.
Okay. Yeah. So David Marcus and Mike King were all of a sudden looking for new tires just so they could literally not die driving on the road. And I don't know if anybody has seen pictures of these tires, but I've seen like some chunking, like, you know, some like PS4s, like, you know, if they're too cold and then they get like flash heated, like they'll chunk. And like, you've seen your fair share of like tires like kind of coming apart at a track, right, Tom?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I've never seen a failure as complete as this one. It was like every part of the tire, inside, outside, middle, like the whole thing was just disintegrating. And you did the math. It was like 6 laps in the wet and then like 6 laps in the dry, and they were dead.
It was 6 at Nashville, 6 at Hallett, 6 in the wet at High Plains, and the wet skid pad.
Yep. So 18 laps total, and 6 of them were in the wet.
Yeah.
That is dumb. Dan asked in the chat, yeah, the Pirellis. I don't know what kind of Pirellis they were, but
I think it was a Pirelli Trofeo R, but I think it was also a specific compound of that model tire.
It was whatever the Porsche spec is. But maybe don't take those tires on a racetrack, or at least don't take them on a racetrack in your ZR1. Yeah.
So what DJ is referencing is at Hastings 2 days ago. Whatever happened in the first session, we were standing trackside in the ZR1 for Dave and Mike is in the first run group, and we see it come around, and I could just tell kind of something was off. Like either the tires were upset, or he was just really, really aggressively driving the car, or he was trying to learn the track like really hard, because the car looked like it was kind of all over the place in the last couple corners.
Yeah.
Launches, and he comes around the next lap, and it's just like bad. And then the next lap is worse. And he's like, the pace is abysmal. And he comes off the racetrack, and then the rumor starts going around. Not the rumor, the truth starts going around. The tires on the ZR1 are done. And they, of course, you walk over there and it's just completely shredded. I've only seen tires look quite like that with those drift rides I used to do. They used to run them until
Oh
they went.
yeah.
And they would be like a slick, and then they would go and across the entire surface. That's what that looked like.
Yeah.
It was wild.
That's pretty
So
crazy.
unfortunately, yeah, they had to go to. Oh, this is kind of a cool like community story though. So they reached out to Mark Walker, who is the RE for the Lincoln region. So they basically run nationals, and we were like 1 hour from Lincoln, probably
Yeah.
maybe a little longer.
Yep.
And Mark ended up connecting him to somebody in Omaha who got him a set of OEM tires. And the guy who got him the set of OEM tires in Omaha is the guy that runs the start at the test and tune course at nationals all the time. And Dave is
Oh.
like, dude, I want to come and meet you. And he's like, actually, you have, I guarantee, if you've run the practice course.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, I love that. I would. Did that happen on the sandbox, or like how did they? Do you know
I
how?
think I think Lori McKelvey had the idea to call
Mm,
Mark Walker or somebody in Lincoln.
okay.
I'm pretty sure that's where it started. So it was a cool like uh community effort to get them some new tires. They got the new tires on the car after driving the shredded ones for probably like 2 hours, maybe probably limping down the highway.
Yeah, yeah,
And then they were able to get to the track today, and they got to run. They're not being scored anymore because it was their fault that the tires shredded. That's a thing that like you get denied the opportunity to keep competing if you just shred your own tires. But you can keep driving. And then they were at Road America today and actually basically won the day if they had been scored.
yeah. But well, yeah, by like a lot. Peter Lear called it Dave's Revenge Tour. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what Peter Lear called it.
At nationals, this would be what we call Operation Win Day 2. Like if
Yes.
you botch day 1, okay, I at least got to go lay it down on day
Yeah.
2 and show that I still got this. That's
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
did today.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did today. So, all right. So now we're at Road America. You guys ate food. The ZR1 has its OEM tires on.
Yep. And then the first session runs, and Salil wins the session again this morning. And his first lap was a little faster than everybody else, I think. I don't remember exactly how it was, but it was so close. And I thought Andrew Brownfield from Toyota was going to win it. And then on the last lap, Andrew was slower, and Salil matched his pace almost to the thousandth. And all of a sudden, he won this session again after like coming back from behind on the first 2 laps. So at Road America, we also have to do the autocross, which I'll get to in a minute. But there were some surprises in that morning session. It was Salil, then Toyota, then a guy. Oh shoot, I'm forgetting his name, but he's from Parts Barn in a a Turbo S,
dude.
a 911 Turbo S.
Well, Scotty Coors, that Turbo S did really well at Road America too. Like there were some people that like just punched well above their weight at
Exactly,
just
that's what I
Road
was going to say.
America.
There were some surprises this morning that got into the top 10 that had not been there yet, and it really sort of shook up the battle that's brewing for the podium even more. So the Turbo S got in there. Who else was in there? Shoot.
I'm
There was
looking.
one other one.
Hold on, but Google's failing me.
Yeah, you're good.
And when I say Google, I mean Chrome. Okay, yeah. So Parts Farm, Bowen and Long, they got 4th. So that's a huge upset. They they separated a lot of the people that have been fighting each other.
Is that scoring Marcus's first or not?
It is. So they actually essentially got 3rd.
Third, yeah.
But this so this is scoring. This is a little weird. No, they got 3rd the first time around. Yes, because this is run 1. The live timing's a little. If I'm sounding a little confused, just looking at numbers, it's because the live timing for this it reads a little weird.
It does.
Yes. So, but then Team Michelin scored really well. They ended up getting
Michelin. That was the one I was thinking.
Yeah,
of.
they
Thank
got
you.
6, and then and then Coors they ended up getting 11th, and even Steve Loudon, look at him up there with a 10th place finish.
Yeah, that's
or a
awesome.
9th essentially.
Tom's driving it, but I'm spacing on his last name. Yeah, he did great. So anyway, there were some surprises in the top 10 in the morning, and that started to shake things up a little bit. And then all of our attention shifted to the autocross because we ran on the track at 9, and the autocross opened to walk at 9. So we finish the run and we basically go down to walk the course. And they put us in the paddock that's newly, freshly paved as of this off season. If you've been to Road America, you come in the front, in the gate to go to paddock. You go through the bridge that's under basically the final two corners. And then on the left, where it's always been little strips of road and grass, it's now a full sheet of asphalt. And it's just not big enough for autocross.
It's not a lot of space. Yeah.
No, actually the local club from the town that I used to live in was down there. So I recognized everybody working the course and it was good to say hi to them. But no matter what they would have done, it would have been pretty rinky dink, but they did cram a little too much in as well. So it was slow and rinky dink. And a bunch of, one lap has saturated with dorky autocrossers. So we were all like, what the hell is this? Oh my God.
And then everyone
autocrossers do.
And then everyone who doesn't autocross goes like, why do people even like this?
Yeah. This is why people hate autocross. That was the joke all day. But we basically had from 10 to 2 to run our 3 autocross runs, and you can do them whenever with any. It doesn't have to be the same person. It's just the car gets scored for 3 runs and that's it. So some people started to hop into line, and my thought was, if this is like a new sheet of pavement, it's going to be brand new and also dusty. And sure enough, some people go out and it's dust is flinging everywhere. So I decide immediately, I'm just going to go right after Salil's second session at 1. I'm just going to come down and I'll get in line then. And but we did get to sit there and watch people start to get in line and take some runs. And it was actually, I think Chris Mayfield broke the seal. He was like the first like top 5er to go out, and we got to watch that. And then some other people started to get in line, and all of a sudden it was kind of like most of the competitive top cars were running. So we were sort of watching and at least doing a run or 2 maybe, just to kind of see where it was going to be. So we got to sit down there and watch that for a little while. That was fun. And what else? So we can move on to the afternoon. Salil went back out. He drove again, and he got second in this session to Andrew Brownfield in the Toyota. So he got a first and a second 2 days in a row, which is like freaking awesome.
Yep.
And that session was even more dramatic because Andy Smedegard and Alex Moss's front splitter ripped off the front of the C8.
So I wanted to ask about that. Do you know how it failed? Because like did it literally just rip out of the frame? Were they able to fix it? Like,
yeah, there's like an aluminum crash structure in the front underneath the frunk that looks, I'm just trying to describe what I saw. I don't know exactly what it's for, but it looks like it just pulled the mounts of the splitter straight
through the aluminum
mounts of the splitter, because the splitter was still mounted to parts of the car. It like pulled parts of the car off with the splitter.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. So he was like, we need to reinforce this more, obviously, and maybe mount it to more than, I think it was just aluminum.
Yeah.
Down at the bottom. So he goes by in the first lap, and the car is just like, you can hear the splitter smacking all the way up the front straight, and we can see sparks shooting off the left front of the car. And they're obviously in the podium battle. So immediately I'm standing right next to Alex Moss. He's like, what the fuck? Oh shit. And he goes by. He's like definitely pedaling the speed a little bit, but he's going to go, right?
Yeah.
So
hold on.
happened.
Have you been watching Andy's videos this week?
Yeah.
One of his videos opens up. He has like 1 block of wood, and then he eventually like starts grabbing rocks from like a little rock garden nearby. And they're trying to delicately pull the Corvette out of this like steep driveway, and it's like scraping just a little bit, and you can hear Andy dying inside. Thinking about the effort that went into barely not scraping the splitter to now it's Road America and it's going dug, 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 all the way down the straight. Oh no. Oh man. Poor Andy.
Yeah, competition makes us do the dumbest things, right?
Yeah.
So that happened in that session, and then this basically takes me to the brewing like podium battle, because that whole session finished. Some of the people that we talked about already continued to do well, so there was still some other cars peppering in the top 10. That Dan McKelvey is one of them. He did like super well. I think he got 6th in the afternoon in his M4. And the battle for second is basically on because Andy, as I mentioned, they had the car problem, but he actually did okay. He finished 3rd in the session somehow, or 4th maybe.
4th, yeah.
So they're kind of having the week that Chris and Julian in the Lotus would be having if they didn't have the penalty from the wet skid pad, which ended up being a deletion of one single lap, and they landed 31st in the overall order.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we never really came back to what happened with the skid pad results.
Right. So they deleted one lap, and he stood on his other second lap, the worst of the two.
So my theory
Uh,
of running over every single cone on the first lap like would be perfectly fine.
it sounds like it.
I don't know if I'm gonna
And
risk an entire weeks of competition to game out the rules, but I want to see
yeah, right out
somebody
the
do
gate.
it. I want to see somebody do it.
Just really bothering Brock right out of the gate. Sounds like a great plan.
That's
Great
a
plan,
terrible
DJ.
strategy. Okay, never mind. I'm bailing on this one.
So they're basically having the week that the ASM Corvette is having the week the Lotus probably would be having if it wasn't for that. But the Lotus has been on the consistent like come back, and they've been a little quicker than the ASM Corvette more regularly. Then the Tesla was unsurprisingly off pace today at Road America on track, but did pretty well at the autocross and actually won the oval, which I forgot to talk about the oval. I gotta get
Which,
there.
like, that's okay. If you were to which out of all these one lap cars, which is the one that wins the oval? I don't think I would have ever bet on the Tesla. Does Andrew have some? Does he have some autocross or does he have some oval experience? Do you know?
Oval experience. Here, let's do the oval right now. So I forgot to. This is like a little side feature of the day, but actually it shouldn't be. We also stopped at Slinger Speedway, which is famously the fastest quarter-mile oval in the country. I think they advertise that anyway, and it's right south of Road America by an hour. So we have to go there, and at 4 o'clock, we also have to do 3 laps of the oval. Cumulatively scored again, standing start, launch, and they do 2 cars at a time. They launch one, and as soon as that one clears the corner, they launch the other one. So there's 2 cars running opposite each other, chasing each other around the racetrack on this little tiny quarter-mile oval with huge huge banking, like massively. I guarantee can you Google it, Slinger Speedway banking? I'm gonna guess it was at least 25 degrees and maybe over 30.
I'm
He's
googling.
Googling. Hold your hand up when you find it. Okay, so you run in pairs, and as you get there, you line up, and then you enter the bowl, and you make your run. Okay, what's the banking?
33 degrees.
Woo!
What,
so that's the same as Daytona.
I was gonna say, is that basically what Daytona is? 33 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm imagining. Wow. Okay. That's like. It's not quite halfway to. Like 45 degrees is halfway to like straight up and down, if you want to put that into perspective. So it's a little less than halfway.
Straight up and down.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So we get there, and they decide that Andy and Salil are going to run in the pair. But we don't want to be the first car out because we have never done this before. We've never seen this happen before. The speedway looks kind of crazy. Like when we got there, like, oh my God, it's like a pit. And so there's basically no one wanted to run. They had like the shortest trickle of cars. Like a couple people started early, and then it was like one pair would pull up, and then they would scream over the speaker for more cars, and a pair would pull up, and they'd scream over the speaker, and more cars would pull up, like one or two.
Is it because people wanted to like watch and observe mistakes other people were making to see like what they should be doing or not be doing, or is that like kind of the rationale? Because that's what I would be doing.
That, and they wanted to watch the spectacle, I think. Like there were more people watching this than anything else all week.
Dude, oval is so weird.
That's why, yeah, I'm like, I get it. I get literally the crowd here can't help it. We're all watching this, and no wonder it's so popular.
Yeah, dang.
So we get lined up. They get lined up, and they go out. And as I said, 3 laps. They wave. Andy's first, Salil's second. They wave the green flag. Andy launches, clears turn 1 of turn.
Did
turns
Andy
1
already
and 2.
fix the
Salil
splitter?
launches. He used a ratchet strap to force to force hold the splitter back on the car, and I think he might have he patched it. Yes, it's on the car, and it ran the oval.
Look, you can take Andy out of Super K, but you can't take the Super K out of Andy. Is that the?
Totally. That's amazing.
They have like this car with a warranty, and Andy's over here fixing it with a ratchet strap. Is that not the most Andy thing that you've ever seen? Oh my
so
God.
True. So Andy's first, he launches, Salil second, he launches. They're chasing each other around. One time by, second time by, checkered flag, and they stop. And we're like, did they only do 2 laps? And we're all looking at each other. Did we lose count? Did they lose count? What's happening? And they had lost count. They just checkered them after 2 laps. So Sandy and Alil, Andy and Salil got a 2-lap preview and then had to rerun
Hell yeah.
the next 3 laps. And whether that was relevant or not, Salil finished second and Andy finished third. But Andy also had the most spectacular sparks of all because the splitter, not because it was broken, but it was so low. It's just like shooting like a grinder on a piece of metal or something at levels of sparks. There's sheets of sparks coming off this car.
Was it getting kind of dark at all?
No, it was like 4:30 in the afternoon. It was still like a really
can you
nice
imagine what that would look like at like nighttime?
Dude, it would be cool.
Dude, you know Andy's going to some what do they call it? Like spectator. What do they call it? Where like you can just bring any car out into the oval and like race somebody else.
Spectator drags.
Yeah, spectator. You know Andy's taking the C8 to a spectator drag now, right?
I hope so. That'd be good. They my theory, going back to the Tesla. So that's the story of the oval, and that's the end of the day. Going back to the Tesla though, with that amount of banking, with a standing start and a 40-second competition, I think it's just like the raw pace that the car built and then the physics keeping that car going relative to like if it was a 10-degree banking, I don't think it would have done as well.
Was there any kind of acceleration?
That it's such a bank that it's just it just like launched and stayed launching and they won.
Was there any kind of like the acceleration from that corner exit to corner entry of the next ovally bit? Like was that like because the Tesla's going to out accelerate any car that's there, right?
Yeah. For the length of the speedway, it was long and narrow. So there were meaningful straights, and it was interesting. They were also the front straight was pretty level. I think the front straight, I'm going to guess, maybe like up to 5 degrees of banking, maybe 8, like a very shallow. And then the back straight was like probably still 20 degrees of banking.
No way,
so
really?
All the corners were different on entry and exit, or both. Which was kind of interesting as well. And you could tell some like the first early groups were really tentative, and there were some people who were trying to be aggressive and some people trying different lines and stuff. And it was Brian Heitcotter that broke the seal in Danny Keogh's C8. He went out and he drove it like on the right rear, a little bit sideways, and like rowdy. It looked so cool, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's killing it!" And I think that motivated everybody that ran after to which includes Andy and Salil, to push it a little deeper.
Yeah, okay.
Because up to that point, no one had even been appearing to really like challenge the dynamic of the car. They were just like driving comfortably within the G circle of the oval.
I bet that's Brian's first time driving on an oval too, and he just went out there and beast moded it.
Probably. I went over to him after just to congratulate him and tell him how cool it looked. And he's like, I could have been a lot faster. I don't know about that. I was like, well, I don't know. He did well. He got 4th. He was the 4th place.
He did really that. I mean, that's their best placement all week. So apparently, Brian, like, you know, I know you had your time as a GT3 driver. You've won a bunch of national championships. I don't know. It might be time to take up your oval. You put your oval shoes on and get out there.
Yeah.
Maybe
I support this.
Let's
get Brian in a NAS truck.
Oh yeah. Well, you'll do the road. It will be Brian will do the ovals and you'll do the road courses. It'll be the autocrosser team.
We bring in the road course ringer for the ovals.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the tangent to get us back to the Tesla. Was a little slow on the road course at Road America. I think they were outside the top 7 maybe, which is a pretty weak performance for like a podium battling car. That's risking giving up a lot of points. But they did really well in the autocross relative to some others, and then they won the oval. And then the Toyota was really fast on the road course, but was really slow at the autocross, and also did the worst of all of us at the oval.
Okay.
And all this means that the battle for second is, we alt tab, between those 4 cars, Andy and Alex. Oh no, it just went away. This website.
No, I got it. So
you got it?
Yeah,
Go for it.
Andy's in second with 42.45, and then the Tesla is in third with 42.15. So they have 30 points between. So what is that? Yep. Six placements in between them. So it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight, especially with how stacked the top 10 is. you could easily place ninth, right?
Yep.
Um, and then Toyota is about they're 30 points behind the Tesla. So 30, 30, 30 between second, third, and fourth. And then to first, it's
No. Go to fifth. Go to fifth.
okay. And then, oh, well, fifth is tied. Yeah. Okay. I missed that. So fifth or tied for fourth between the Toyota team is the Fields trip. So Christopher Mayfield and Julian Garfield. Yeah. So they're tied for fourth, which, yeah, that's what a crazy cool little battle here for second. But man, I just saw your guys' gap. What is that? 160 points? Am I doing the math correctly?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild. Okay, man.
So that the coolest part is 5 of the last 6 segments were Salil, and most of the lead we gained were his sessions.
Yeah.
He's just been doing so well.
All right. Well, hopefully the car doesn't do some car shit, because there's been other top competitors like David Marcus, Mike King. They had the tire issues, but then Brian Peters and John Hogan. Do you know what happened with their car? I saw it getting loaded onto a trailer.
Yeah, I think they said the front battery was giving him a hard time this week, and then they said they lost power. Like they lost he wasn't sure yet when Brian said, but it sounds like they lost either the front motor or some amount of power that's important.
So I guess if that dies, the whole car's dead?
He said either the 12 bolt or an alternator, a 12 volt or alternator issue with the car. So maybe that's not even related to the electric motor, but they're out. Which sucks.
Yeah, that does suck. I know Brian was looking forward to it as well. I was talking to him a little bit at Las Vegas.
Yeah. Well, so that's the cool part about this is I think this is definitely my first year where we've had what I would say is the best car. In the other years, mostly because of the tire, we don't have the raw pace, and we needed the event to go our way. Whereas this one, we have the raw pace and we needed the event to let us use it. And I think we've done that. But the coolest part is at every step of the way, there has been one of those other cars behind us challenging us and like pushing us for the wins or for the top spots. Because like at like for today at the big track, it was the Supra, and on the autocross course, it was Brian Peters in the E-Ray, and at Hallett, it was the ZR1,
Yeah.
and at High Plains, it was the Tesla, and at Hastings, it was the Lotus. And it's like every single one of these cars has shown at some point or another, and I think Andy and Alex might be the car tomorrow because Andy was super fast in testing. I'm going to knock on wood that it is them. But it's just like every single one of those cars has had their moments, but our car has been the consistent one of all of them to let us like try to keep up with whoever that other person of the day seems to be somehow.
Yeah.
And then all of those people have ended up in this scrum for second, third, fourth, and fifth. It's like really cool.
Man,
it's just a really cool battle. Like I don't remember having this many cars involved towards the end in a couple of years. The years that I was doing it, it kind of came down to 2 or 3 maybe.
Andy has a lot of laps at Black Hawk, right? So he should be pretty solid there.
I think that's kind of his home track, really.
Yeah, just because Road America is probably a little bit harder to get on, like more consistently.
No, he hates Road America. He would never claim. He hates it. He says it's boring.
Really? Dang, I really like Road America. I just don't like how it.
You got to look up his track tips video. I think the thumbnail is literally "This track is boring!" !" on the thumbnail.
Yeah, Andy, you're really going for the clicks.
Yeah, it has the most of them, I think.
Oh, does it? Man. Okay, all right. I guess that gets the clicks. I don't know. Look at me, not a YouTuber. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, you got to make people mad.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that's where we're at. We're in I'm sitting in Beloit, Wisconsin, which is right across the border from South Beloit, Illinois, and we're 20 minutes from the track. I drive tomorrow, both morning and afternoon, and the plan is I drive the skid pad as well, but I've gotten to do the finished skid pad and celebrate at the end of all of my one laps, and I might make him do it if it comes down to that. We're gonna see. Don't tell him. He's not gonna listen to this. No one tell him.
He's not listening to any of these?
No, we're listening to him every 2 days.
Oh, okay.
So he might hear it in time, but we'll see. I mean, it's just been a really good week. I loved, my favorite part of the day might have been when Salil finished the first segment and won. and I was asking him some questions about like when he was figuring out brake zones and just trying to like bench race with him, and we're reliving the session. And at some point, I asked a question, and he goes, "I don't know, Tom. I was just having fun, and I was happy."
That's
And I was like, "Oh, that's fucking
that's it.
cool."
Yeah, I mean, think about like all the times where you felt like you were just performing your best. Like I think we could have all said exactly that. Like, I don't know, I was just driving and being happy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But also to think of that instead of going into the, the nuts and bolts, it's just like, I just loved that. That was so cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of been our week. We've had a really happy week.
Dang. Jelly. I'm jelly, Tom. I'm glad that we get to live vicariously through your experience though. Do you have any other experience that you want to share?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Do you?
No. I mean, I did go out to replace the brake pads that I smoked on the 148 laps I did on a wet track, and I found out I ordered the wrong brake pads. So I am really bad at this car stuff. So right now the Miata's up on jack stands, and at some point the correct brake pads will come in the mail, and then it will be off jack stands. But cars are the worst, guys. What are we doing?
Hey, I'm proud of you for doing it.
But I did find out that Slinger Speedway is in iRacing, so I think I'm going to boot it up on the Porsche Cup car and see how I do.
You got to beat Salil's cumulative 3-lap time was 39 seconds.
I think I'll beat that in a Porsche Cup car. I'll be on like Michelin slicks or whatever, so I don't.
You got to do a standing start though.
Yeah, it's a Porsche Cup car. There's like a Porsche Cup car is going to be way faster than a street car GT3 RS.
Let's see what Andrew here in the chat's going to tell you his time in the Tesla. You got to beat that.
Okay, I'll load up the.
I think it was 38 something.
He says it was absolutely wild. Yo, Andrew joined us in the chat. Andrew, do you have any video of it? I gotta see what the top time at the oval looks like in a street car. He's typing. Hopefully we get video.
39 seconds.
He does. Can you post it in RunVids, please? RunVids is a channel on the Discord. We gotta see it. He will. Nice. All right. Coming soon to a Discord channel near you.
Hell yeah.
The fastest oval Tesla the world's ever seen. All right, man, Tom, it's been fun following along. If any of my coworkers are listening to this, I definitely did not hit F5 for like 20 minutes watching the live results today at work. I definitely did not do that.
Nope. No one you work with listens to this, so that's perfect.
Yep.
But I'll talk to you tomorrow when we go back to South Bend. We should be there by 5 or 6. So hopefully I don't take up your evening, and then we'll be basically done almost for another year.
Dang. It happened so fast. When you're doing one lap, it seems like it lasts a very, very long time. Being at home, kind of doing like the normal stuff that I normally do, this week just kind of flew right by. But for you, this has been like a whole thing. And I'm at the end of the work week and going, oh, it's the end of the week already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been that great. It's kind of dragging.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? Like Tom's like, come on, guys, we got to get this over with. I got to commentate on Saturday. So, all right, Tom, you guys are doing a great job. Hopefully the car doesn't do dumb car shit, and you guys just get to just continue to put in the laps and do the thing.
Just do laps. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to hit the outro button. You ready?
Yep. I'm going to be selfish with this one, everybody. Tomorrow might be the last time I drive a GT3 RS somehow in that universe. So I love my hair and I hope I win.